I find it frustrating to talk to people, most people, about the Russiagate matter, but I won't find it frustrating regarding you because you're a clear-headed individual. What is Tulsi Gabbard alleging that causes President Trump to say that President Obama committed treason? What is she alleging he did that would be treasonous if proven?
Well, to be fair, I believe that Tulsi Gabbard has presented a lot of declassified intelligence and has handed those over and referred those to the Attorney General to actually potentially bring criminal charges. Tulsi Gabbard has thrown around the word treason quite a bit, and conspiracy. I think conspiracy is the key word here. It's funny how conspiracy's gotten kind of a bad name. That if you think that there's a conspiracy, that means it's some wild-eyed, you have to stand in front of a map with all the red lines connecting people. Conspiracy is an actual crime. It's when two or more people work together to do something nefarious. And that doesn't mean it's a conspiracy theory. I think it's a conspiracy fact. We can start with the conspiracy to defraud the United States. That's a real crime. That's, I think, hold on, I wrote it down. 18 U.S.C. 371. Two or more persons conspire to commit an offense against the United States or to defraud the United States.
Right. And what was the thing they did that defrauded?
We have evidence of that. Well, we have evidence that Barack Obama directed his intelligence community, Comey, Clapper, and Brennan, to go back and find intelligence to back up the conclusions that they had already reached, which, as you know, Mark, is not how you're supposed to work in intelligence.
It's definitely not, but would that be defrauding the United States? Because if that's defrauding the United States, a lot of people have defrauded the United States.
Well, then let's bring those charges up then. Just because a lot of people do that and they don't actually face any criminal consequences. They also conspired to injure, threaten, or intimidate a person of their constitutional rights. Donald Trump's constitutional rights were infringed or attempted to be infringed by these people. He won the presidency. He had the right to take office without being encumbered or undermined. And he was encumbered and undermined by some of the most powerful people in this country. And don't you find it odd that the day after Obama directed this intelligence community assessment, there were immediately leaks to the NBC News, New York Times, and Washington Post about that very intelligence community assessment?
I don't find it odd at all, for the same reason you don't actually find it odd. It's unfortunately all too predictable.
But why? But you know, Mark, because you've received anonymous leaks before from people in the government. The one untold story in all of those reports is quite possibly the biggest part of the story, which is who leaked it and why. Why do you think they leaked that to the New York Times?
To damage Donald Trump.
Correct, and that's a crime.
Who's been charged with that crime based on
no, just because no one's been charged with that. You know what's funny about this? And everyone said, where's the crime? Where's the crime? Guess what's not a crime? Russian collusion. We spent 2 years talking about how Trump was guilty of Russian collusion, and that isn't a crime.
I know.
And yet here we have bona fide crimes of conspiracy to
I'm still looking for an analog where people are charged.
Want more great clips like that? I've got an idea. Hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss a clip, and you can always watch our full episodes, join them live, go to twoway.tv.